Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Sunday Speaks. I, as always, am Cheyenne Severin, and today I'm here with...
Hello, that's Stanislao. Nice to see you guys again.
So, Matthew, it's my understanding that you're a police officer, but you're also a short film director, and I know that you have just come out with a new short film called Breathe. And so do you want to tell me what prompted this initiative of yours? You want to tell me just a little bit about the film?
Sure. A few agencies were kind of involved. The Bergen County Board of Mental Health is part of it, but the Juvenile Officers Association and the Bergen County Risk Prevention Coalition were really the ones that were pushing the initiative to highlight the Good Samaritan Act in New Jersey. So many people kind of know about it. Kids sort of heard of it, but they really don't know what it's really about. So I said, well, why don't I do something to kind of promote it in a way that they can learn from it, and it'll be kind of entertaining in the sense that it's not like a workshop. And then if they want to use it as a tool for training later, they can. So I asked many organizations if they might be interested in collaborating to put together some type of film, and they said yes. And then as it started to roll, more organizations started to get involved. The Bergen County Police Chiefs Association, Alumni in Recovery, two school districts, two rescue squads. So it just kept building. And then we got a very good product.
Okay. So when is the official debut of the film?
I'm actually going to make it May 1st, which is for Mental Health Awareness Month.
Oh, wow.
Because the film, although it goes into an overdose later on in the film, just a spoiler alert, it's learned that the overdose seems to be mental health related and possibly so that's how, and many drug related issues or addiction related issues are related to mental health. So I decided to put that within the film.
Okay. So you had mentioned earlier that a few different organizations were involved in making this happen. So which ones participated in the film?
Um, well, the first one was Alumni in Recovery. And I told them originally that I think I might be able to help them with promoting some of their own initiatives. Then the the Bergen County Prevention Coalition has a toolkit online, which they said if it could be promoted, please do. I said, I can do that. I'll put it in the narration at the end. So they did a lot of the graphics and made it very like simple and bite sized for people to kind of understand and be educated at the end of the film. The Bergen County Police Chiefs Association got involved, Northwest Central Dispatch, my police department, Oradell Police Department, their police chief, the Glen Rock Rescue Squad, the Ramsey Rescue Squad, and students from both districts.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, it kept growing after a while, and it was great because it gives you more options. But I had to kind of hone it in and be like, okay, now that I know what I have at my fingertips, let's see what I can make. And so I already had a script in mind. But once you start realizing the options that you have with the characters that are available, then you can make it more robust.
Mm-hmm.
And it ended up doing quite well.
So speaking of looking at what you made and everything, would you want to show us a little bit of a sneak preview for your film?
You know what? For you, I usually don't. For you,
Okay, I'm gonna make you host so you can share. There you go.
do you automatically see my screen?
Not yet.
Okay, let me see how to do this. Uh, this option. Oh, I see it. Share. How's that?
Yeah, no, it
It's
looks
on. All right, I'll let it rip.
Hey, quit screwing around. We're gonna be late. Come on, man. All of you, come here.
Funny guy.
Hey, DJ. Dude, he's totally pinned out. What are we gonna do?
Check his bag.
What?
Check his bag. Check to see if there's Narcan in there.
Okay. That's it. Just shove it up his nose already. I don't think that went in his nose.
Like I do this all the time. DJ, keep your eyes open.
Is he breathing okay? I think so. What do you mean you think so? Do I look like a doctor to you? We Ubered here, bro. That's right. Someone left the phone. You're gonna throw that in my face right now?
Guys, stop it. Help him up.
Got it.
Are you okay?
Are you okay? That was such a close call, man.
Jules keeps texting me. Sherman texts me when she needs something. DJ, keep your eyes open.
Is he breathing okay? I think so. What do you mean you think so?
Shut up.
Are you okay? That was such a close call, man.
Oh, Simon, try to help me out here.
I'm trying. We're all doing our best, but look at him, man.
You're definitely not doing it. Simon, stop it. I think we need to call 911.
Dude, I just got my acceptance letter. I can't get in trouble for this.
Like, this is about you?
That's not what I meant.
Did you hear that?
I'm not even supposed to be here right now.
None of us are, Simon.
Do they think they're going to get in trouble for calling 911?
It would be much easier to
Simon, listen to me. To know that any of this is going to happen.
Think.
Dude, go on 17 right now.
911, where is your emergency?
This has got to be like the third time this happened. Turn left.
I don't know what happened. He was fine. We gave him Narcan and then he went out again.
He needs rescue breathing. Narcan? Whoa. Get it back on the ground. No. Turn him on his side.
Why? So,
You guys' parents know where you were supposed to be tonight?
I'm at his house. He's at my house.
this isn't the first time this has happened. I'm starting to think he's doing it on purpose. You know what I mean?
Look, we're going to get him into treatment tonight, both mind and body. But when he gets out, he's going to need support. I hope you know what I mean.
It's hard not to panic during a crisis. A lot can go through your mind, but there are things to remember if you come across a drug overdose. If someone is on the ground or not responding normally, or if they have pinpoint pupils and difficulty breathing, don't run. Call 911.
As police officers, our first obligation is to protect life. There are laws protecting people in situations like this, such as New Jersey's Good Samaritan law. These types of laws were designed to encourage people to get help for someone who can't help themselves.
Police are not just law enforcement. We are first responders. We provide rescue breathing and Narcan to those experiencing an overdose and can help people get into treatment.
We also understand the connection between drug misuse and mental health. This is why today's law enforcement applies a more social-based lens to the profession. However, you don't need to be a police officer or a mental health clinician to help somebody that can't help themselves.
You can be a teenager, a friend, or someone you just sort of know.
But whoever you are, don't just stand there. Do the right thing. You could save a life.
You could save a life.
You can save a life.
That is the end.
Wow. No, it looks great. How do you feel? Is that like the first time you've shown it off, or?
Actually, it is. I mean, I showed, the people that were involved.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your audience is actually the first ones.
Wow.
So
what's the feeling like?
But you're also alumni in recovery. Obviously, was a huge factor in its creation. And so you should be able to kind of get a preview. And yeah, the students that got involved, I think they did a spectacular job. And they're not doing this for like credit or, for some type of grade or volunteering, for some type of other institution. I just asked them, like, would you be interested in possibly being involved in this? And before I even finished the question, they said yes.
Mm-hmm.
So they're really into the spirit of what this is about. And you could tell, like, and it's weird because they're not acting. Those two girls are actually EMTs.
Mm-hmm.
And the students are students. Those police officers are police officers. So everybody was the role they are.
So is that how you got your actors? Like, how did you get your actors? You just pulled from different areas, or?
Well, basically they got typecasted.
Yeah.
I was very fortunate to have access to the students that were interested because they're the theater department and they know the work that I've done. I've been doing these film shorts for a long time. So they know what's required. And after reading the script, they said, yes, I want to be involved.
Oh,
so, and I could not have been more pleased. I mean, the people that have seen it, they're like, they can't believe that this is local talent. I said, yeah, it's pretty incredible what's available. You just have to kind of look for it. So I was pairing some needs with resources, and they did a really great job. I'm really proud of them.
So what was, to take it in a different direction, what was your budget? I mean, it looks like a lot went into this, so.
Good question. There was no budget.
Oh.
I mean, I have access to my producer. I said, can I borrow your camera? The students at the school said, hey, we'll be able to come out for a couple hours to help with the shoot. The police chiefs, they came in while they were working, alumni in recovery. So everybody kind of pitched in order to make this work.
Yeah.
If I went through Actors Guild and go through the whole, you're talking tens of thousands of dollars. But people really, like I said, they were in the spirit of trying to make something like this a tangible product, because this is an evergreen story. It can go on forever. You always hear these types of situations unfolding. So it's not just for the town of Glen Rock or towns in Bergen County. It's going to go, beyond that. And other institutions can use this as an educational tool, a training tool. It's a good resource to have. I think it's personally a little bit better than, a workshop. And, by the way, do you know the person who said, I want to see that PowerPoint presentation again?
No.
Do you know who said that?
No.
Me neither.
Yeah.
But they would give you a few minutes on a scroll on a feed to do that. They would be willing to do that. And we've been conditioned to have that type of attention span. So when I'm putting films like this together, I have to do it within the confines of a short film, because that's all you're given. Mm-hmm. That's all people are really willing to give you. So that's actually one of the hardest things to do when editing. It's like, get to the point, make it worthwhile, never take away. I have other things to do. So, and they nailed it. And as long as you have enough of a product, if the actors do what you need, it's possible. And they made it very easy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how they ended up working.
So speaking of attention grabbing, it's rare that you see a film use a first person perspective. So why did you choose to film in that point of view?
Actually, I did that for a few reasons. Well, first of all, it's very attention grabbing, and you feel like you are the person that is experiencing this. It also allows or captures the sense of panic through their eyes. And also, when they're starting to swarm around him, the physical circling of him allows you to also understand that it's like your own thoughts are kind of in a spin. I really wanted to allow the viewer to kind of feel what was happening. And since you're only given a certain amount of time, you gotta hit those notes. And probably of all the reasons, probably the most important one is I didn't want to have a student or a younger person shown in the film in that type of situation, because even though it's acting, I don't want them to be stigmatized by being in that role. Mm-hmm. And not once do you ever see who it is. It's always the first person perspective. So it leaves it to the imagination of who DJ is. Mm-hmm. And that's important because it should be up to the viewer to kind of envision who that person probably looks like. And it's anybody. It could be anybody. Again, it's really to kind of protect the idea of and reducing the stigma of being put in those positions. So that's probably the main reason. And it just works. It works good with editing. It looks good with just how the person understands what's happening when they're viewing it. You're drawn in. And then the other thing with the phone being dropped and somebody eavesdropping into the conversation, we've all had butt dials, we've all heard it. That also kind of makes you put your ear into it. Mm-hmm. So it simmers along. So even when it goes away from the first person perspective, you're actually drawn in further by listening in. Like, why are they not doing? Oh, this is why they're not doing this.
Yeah.
So once again, like the viewer is kind of feeling like they're sitting in the car too, listening in to their judgments. So, again, it's just a way to kind of keep the person, because this will be on all the social medias. And how do you keep people on it and to hold on to the very end of the film? These are the kind of tricks that you do.
Mm-hmm. So, you also tied mental health into the storyline. Do you see that connection between addiction and mental health?
Very much so. Co-occurring disorders and addictions are common. Behavioralists, mental health clinicians, we know this. The general public probably does, or maybe not so much. But I really wanted to kind of tie those together to show that they really are linked more times than not. And unfortunately, a lot of suicide attempts are masked by having an addiction issue or a drug-related problem, when that's just the vehicle that's being used. And because there's a stigma in suicide. So a lot of times parents that have lost children, or anybody that's lost somebody to a suicide, they really have a tough time believing that was the cause. They would much rather say they were struggling with addiction and that's what ended up happening, which I'm not saying that doesn't happen. That certainly does.
Yeah.
But there's also many times that they try to make it look like it was accidental. So it's important to tie these together. I mean, anybody that goes in for treatment almost automatically goes in for mental health evaluations as well, because after a while, the empirical evidence is quite clear. These are inextricably linked.
So that being said, Matt, we're almost at time. So do you want to just tell me what's next for you, or in general, what can we expect coming from you next?
Well, if you remember last year, this actually is the prequel to Friends with You. Last year when I made my film for mental health, it was the father's perspective of the child that he almost lost. This is the night before. So, I have a couple of storylines in the works, for future films. Mm-hmm. One is going to be combating the issue of loneliness. High pressure to get involved with colleges is obviously a big one. I'm thinking about doing something like that. And I guess I should just say at that point, just stay tuned. But there are a lot of social issues that are connected to policing. So one way that law enforcement is now getting involved is to see these cases and probe a little bit more to say, why is this happening, as opposed to just dismissing it and sending them off to the hospital. Because if we do just a little bit more, we might be able to track people into the right direction for treatment and recovery.
Thank you for taking the time to speak with me today, Matt.
My pleasure.
I will talk to you soon. Have a nice day.
You too. Be well. Take care.